Good morning, football, everybody. Hanging out on a Wednesday, my favorite day of the week, because Good Morning Football presented by Audi is live. It is live. We are in New York, and we have a lot of stuff going on Wednesday. We've got Whiteboard Wednesday coming up, Witch Guy Wednesday coming up. We've got Mad Minutes to get to.
Oh,
Don't look at me crazy. Let's do the thing.
All right, let's roll.
Week 8 kicks off. I'm going to say it right now. Let's go. Lead block.
Lead block.
So Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Big AFC matchup between the Dolphins and the Ravens right here on NFL Network. But we have a stacked Week 8 schedule waiting for us on Sunday. Let's preview some of those and what you guys are looking at in 60 seconds or less. So get a minute on the clock. And let's go Dak Prescott. He's leading the Cowboys into FedEx Field to take on Kirk Cousins in Washington.
Dak Prescott, you said it. It's Dak Prescott and what he's doing. 3 consecutive games with 3 touchdowns. Can he continue that rhythm? Last year he caught hot, and we saw ourselves a rookie that was really separating himself from his class. Is he going to start to make that leap up into the top 10 conversation, top 5 conversation? This is right around that time that the Cowboys started to define themselves. And they can either do one or two things. Define themselves as a contender, somebody that's going to go in the postseason and contend for the Super Bowl, or a team that just doesn't have it.
I'll be quick on this one. I think it's a must-win for both teams. I don't throw must-win out often, but the Cowboys are getting trending upwards after their win. Redskins trending downwards, and the Redskins up ahead 4 games. Cowboys, Seahawks, Vikings, Saints. If you're going to make the NFC playoffs, you got to knock off those teams. Redskins, on you guys.
It feels a little bit almost like a loser leaves town match, doesn't it? Because if you lose this game, you fall into the upside down of about 10 teams that aren't really there. Watch Ezekiel Elliott in this game. Was that against the 49ers, or was that the Zeke of 2016? You look at the Redskins, they took some lumps last week. Swearinger, those guys, they got a lot to prove. Great matchup.
Cowboys won both of these last year. They've got 2 left this season. So here's what I'm looking at is Josh Norman. I need Josh out there. He's expected to practice. Him against Dez is what I am.
Okay, yes.
Right?
Yes, this is one of the greatest things we saw last year.
All right, so that's what I think after all the drama last year. All right, how about Chargers at Patriots? I'm looking at Ingram and Bosa giving Brady fits all day long. What do you guys got? 60 seconds on the clock, straight.
I'm going to go first with this one. Patriots have the #1 ranked total offense this season, but everything feels like the Chargers are on the way up. And we said it earlier this week. The 1992 Chargers are the last team to start 0-4 and make the playoffs. If you're the Chargers, this also becomes a must-win, because you're still, as hot as you are, 3 wins in a row, you're still not even in the playoff picture. So beat the Patriots and try to stop that defense versus offense. You said it, Ken. 2 dominant units.
Upset special. This is my upset special. I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
In Foxborough?
I do. I genuinely do. We've talked about the formula for months and months, how to beat the Patriots. Credible pass rush, veteran quarterback, running game. I think they're going to do it. Chargers are terrifying right now. I genuinely believe that. I don't think anybody wants to play them, and I think they're going to win in Foxborough just like the Chiefs did.
They are terrifying. Melvin Gordon is balling once again. We love Phillip Rivers on the show. Host of wide receivers. Travis Benjamin doing his thing, right? But you know what's terrifying? That Patriots offense.
Yeah, they're good.
Averaging over 400 yards. I mean, regardless of Gronk being in the lineup or not, Julian Edelman being down, this offense for the Pats is what you have to worry about. So I'm looking at that for the Patriots.
But this, I mean, they haven't won, the Chargers, in Foxborough since 2005.
Oh, 5 is a long time.
This is, by the way, what you do at weddings.
Yeah, when they kiss.
So what is this that you do?
It's just an upset special. The Patriots are going to kiss something.
Alert the patrons.
Yeah.
How about the Texans and the Seahawks, guys? 60 seconds on the clock. Kyle Brandt.
It's the biggest test of Deshaun Watson's career. I genuinely believe that. I know he's played some good teams already. There's a difference when you go up to Seattle. They are the Undertaker up there. I don't care who you beat. And if you win in Seattle, I remember last year, Jared Goff as a rookie went up to Seattle. It was not pretty. They put up 3 points. There's playing everybody else, then there's playing in front of the 12th man, and that LOB, biggest test of his career.
I remember Russell Wilson as a rookie going into Chicago and having this great game in Soldier Field and kind of showing the national audience, I'm the real deal. I can win on the road and get this done. I feel like that's the game for Deshaun Watson here. He kept up with Brady. They threw it around. But to go into Seattle and get a win is a statement game that I am no ordinary rookie. I am the rookie, Deshaun Watson, in Seattle. Fascinating.
You guys remember when Russell Wilson first took the stage? We're like, you know what? Who was this young
quarterback?
He's doing his thing. Big bags. And he's going out there doing what he needs to do on the field. But Deshaun Watson has been even more impressive as a rookie. I find myself wanting to watch him now. He's the guy that I mark on the calendar. Oh, when's the game? What time is it at? I'm watching that whole game. So watchability, just Deshaun Watson. Pay attention up against him with the Legion of Boom.
Since Pete Carroll became coach of the Seahawks, only 1 rookie quarterback has won in Seattle. It was Andy Dalton. 1-7. Rookies are 1-7 going into Seattle. All right, Falcons and Jets both coming off losses in Week 7. Both looking to get back on track in the Meadowlands, guys. What are we looking at? Shrakes.
I'm going to start with the Jets here on this one, ironically enough. We've talked a lot about the Falcons. The Jets have been up 14 points the last 2 weeks and have lost their games. I think that this fourth quarter has been a nightmare for the Jets. They need to find a way to close it out. If this game is close down the stretch, they need to close it out if they're even going to have a chance at the playoffs. Falcons are coming in, limping into this one, and really fragile. I feel like the Falcons might have a fissure soon, the way things are going there. Jets, protect your home turf and finish the job.
I'm watching the Falcons offense. Guys, one of the hardest things to do, especially as a football coach, is to admit you were wrong. I believe they were wrong with Steve Sarkisian. There's a player on the Falcons who I won't name who allegedly liked an Instagram post about Sarkisian being fired. Watch that offense in the first quarter, guys, because if they don't get clicking, this is a problem.
That's it. You talked about them limping into the game. I guess it's a wounded wing for the Falcons, and they're going to have to learn to fly at some point. And they got Sark. He's the guy. They're not going to fire him anytime soon. So I expect them to force feed the ball to Julio Jones. Remember we asked him, where's Amari Cooper? Where's Amari Cooper? And then last week, they're like, you know what? We're going to feed the beast. Look forward to Julio Jones having the biggest game of the season so far.
And Panthers and Buccaneers, they've got to get back on track. It's a race in the NFC South, and they face off in Tampa Bay this week for Week 8. So, Nate Burleson, I'll throw it back to you. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at these two quarterbacks, and I'm glad you posed a question like that, getting back on track, because it's both of these teams. It's both of these quarterbacks. It's both of these offenses. We talked about these teams more glowingly than anybody else. Oh, look at the amount of guys and skill players and weapons that Cam has. Look at Jameis Winston. He's finally going to take that step. This is a battle of two guys that really need to prove to themselves that they are the best in the game, because preseason, when we were seeing everything on paper, these are two of the top quarterbacks in the squad.
It's like the offense is coming together for Tampa Bay. It's the defense that's
big
really
time it is.
Yeah, and then the offense for Carolina, which one are we getting? I thought that they won 2 games in a row. They went into New England and then into Detroit, and we're talking about Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
Then last week scored 3 points versus the Bears and did not look good. So I'm looking at Carolina. Cam Newton's a former MVP. You go into Tampa, you win this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm looking at the Bucs defense. We celebrate Deshaun and Big Mike and everything. Do you know they're 30th in the league? 30th. And they gave up 38 points to the Cardinals, who just got shut out last week. Deshaun and Jameis can do all they want. They're not winning games unless the defense is happening. And this is win or forever hold your peace for Tampa. Let's go.
That's a minute for now. You guys can tweet us your thoughts at #GMFB. Let's talk Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football, of course, the big AFC matchup tomorrow between the Dolphins and the Ravens in Baltimore will be right here on the NFL Network. And here to get us set for the game is our own Omar Ruiz, who's in Owing Mills, Maryland, with the Ravens. Good morning, Omar. How you doing?
Good, Nate. How are you, buddy? Gonna get some crab cakes tonight. I'm a happy camper. The Dodgers won Game 1. Looking